Dear Journal, every day, God tells me to walk these streets. I look around everywhere and find no sign. Not a fucking one, but street preachers jagging how they got saved 2 blocks down. Hammers on concrete, drilled skeleton skyscrapers, beeping drunk dump trucks in reverse, the Rolling Stones in a boombox, the trumpeted sounds of police officers now on scene, the hey mister at my leg, the hey there from the whores. So many airplanes, so many helicopters, metro cabs, so many streetcars, nothing. God said go, I know it, I'm the best one for it, but there's nothing here, still. But there has to be something else. Come on, come on, come on. Dear Journal, I'm ready for another. The other day, God spoke to me about it. I saw it in the gleam of a cigarette wrapper. God spoke to me this way, and he said that it will be soon. That if I kept really looking, I would find her. It felt like a battle then, between the heavens and the hells, where I was being offered up and gifted, and I felt afraid, honored, and scared for what may come of it all. I don't know where I will see her, but I will go downtown and into the heart of where my heart is. That's where I'll find my heart. I know that she'll be there. I'm going to get up really early even to catch her. Maybe in the new promise of morning, we'll find each other. While dew still rests over the earth and no one stands in the way of our becoming. Maybe in the evening when the earth hides and lets the universe take over the night, we'll dance then. God, open my eyes. With your mouth, kiss my eyes. Light up my eyes in the night. They are warm and they are sleepy. I'm tired and in need of a hope. There will be 2 and not 1. Make us 1 from 2. Journal. This has never happened before. I met the woman today, Journal. I met her. I'm in love. I'm sure I found the one. I don't know how to describe my feelings. This is something different. Like holding back a great joy with the arms of a great fear. Today I find her, the love of my life. Seeing her, I foresaw all the grandeur in life of a future in each other. I don't know. I feel so strongly. She was walking down First Avenue in a white dress, and radiant, she skipped every few steps to herself, oblivious to other mortals in distance. Her black hair crashed down against her dress like an ancient priestess, beautiful, full of potions and vials, silent as an opera house in late hour. Who is she? I have to know, Journal, I have to know. I must know. I can think of nothing but you. I can't even walk the streets for God. Journal, if you can, send her into my dreaming to speak with me. Dear Journal, I'm going for it. Every day I get closer to speaking to her. I've plotted and charted it out, but I have not spoken one soft word. I should bring her flowers. She would like carnations. I will wake her and shower her with flower petals, kiss her forehead as she laughs. I will hold her hand discreetly so others might not see, or circle around her in front of all so that everyone would know how she is the one, the only one. I could write her a poem and read it to her and not let my voice quiver, but instead carry on in confidence. When I do that, she will know. I don't know yet what to say. I only follow her and wait for the right words. I don't follow her much, Journal. I'm not stalking her. I'm too busy with God's work. But sometimes I follow her and catch her smell. Journal, do I follow her or do I follow God? I have to make a choice. It's not fair. It's not fair that I should have to choose this. Not fair being alone. I'll take her then and journey together toward my completion. She will support my calling. There's no other way under these stars. So I will talk with her. I've been waiting, Now I will tell her all the wonderful adventures that will become of us. I know this. How do I tell her? Softly, Journal, softly. I'll hold her softly, and she'll know it without a word between. Journal, she said yes. I walked up to her today and told her how I had seen her many times before, how she was glorious as the braids of Hera, how Penelope found her resurrection in those blue eyes, how the poppy and the daffodil were only chaff rolled away in her currents. And she looked very afraid. I always rush these things. I always fuck it up. Still she listened, and her walls like Jericho fell, the reverberations of that breach barrier echoing across my dying lands. I smiled, and in that smile I felt her gaze brighten, and in my eyes too, they brightened. Does she love God? I don't know. I haven't talked to her about God and about my calling, but I know she will believe. I know she will see my glories waiting to be revealed, and we will marry and paint over these dirt monuments of past letdowns. We exchanged numbers, and she said, "You're definitely unique. I want to find out more about you." Tomorrow, then? I said, "Yes, I'll call you tonight." I talked to her all night. It's like 4 a.m. No clocks, though, I'm just guessing. But we've begun, forgiven and released. Dear Journal, the city is like the lover, and the lover is just like the city. That's what I told her today. It makes sense, though it takes a while to put together. Over the months, the years, the lifetimes, Journal, that I've walked the streets, nothing seems more obvious to me than this. Lovers, cities, are full of hope, angelic, unrestrained, boundless, overfed with chocolates, poetry, song, and virginal, they await for another to come and open them. But they are also whores. They can betray you and suffocate all with pillows still warm from making love. She didn't understand this last thought, raised an eyebrow and looked afraid. I smiled. How can you think that? That's the most terrible thing I've ever heard anybody say, she said. Ah, hell, I thought. But she's still young, so I explained it to her. I told her how hearts are tricksters and how they see red lights, and they see babies in carriages, and how they get hungry, how they cry at an old photo or an old film, or how they get lost in dressing rooms and look at mirrors and wonder what others would think, how they fall down several flights of stairs at a time, how they regret and sigh over the one who moved from them, how they light up when they are filled up in the night, how they breathe and they cough from cigarettes, how they could dream if they could just sleep, how they are wrapped in too many obligations and the fear of the breaking of another of their own kind, and also how they devour their own kind, like cannibals. How'd you like cannibals, I said. And in some parts of the world, you get stronger by eating your own kind. I am so happy, Journal. It's been a week together. We're discovering now the perfection waited for. I made love to her today for the first time, Journal. Her and I. The river to the ocean. Fresh water to the salt sea. It was always meant to be. It was a clear afternoon. The sound of automobiles coming through the windows. The smell of skin on skin. Beautiful, I lifted her up through clouds, and she, in turn, raised me up, twirling my hair, staring through me, inside me, seeing me for all the hidden glory that awaits. Her body was a labyrinth of possibility. I began my journey to find that holy of holies, where the priests go, where the veil is slowly torn from top to bottom, and the world, with wide and afraid eyes, finds its awaited feast. Our bodies were conduits for our hearts becoming one heart. She led me into the bridal chambers, her, my lover, to the place where my lover sleeps. We laughed, we spun, knocking over chairs, and stumbling over each other, we came to that clear paradise found only in the 4 letters called hope. I'm spinning and thought ceases. We see each other again tomorrow. She's always been the other, the missing piece to an edict born in fire. Can you help me, journal? It seems like lately my love has been shying away from me. I don't get it. Maybe I'm crushing her or too close, though becoming closer would be the final alchemy necessary for the completion of our union. Maybe a baby is how we should stay together. I tried to mention this to her, but I don't think she was so happy about it. She's not home a lot when I come by, and she hasn't called for days. And last time she said she wanted a breather. What is a breather? Sounds to me like some stupid fucking self-help shit somebody fed her to numb her to the real pulse of the world. I've told her over and over and over again how we need to be closer, not further, that the time for something brilliant is at hand. She doesn't believe me and says I should stop talking crazy, but what the fuck does she know? I saw her again today at the store, journal. I followed her, but only for an hour. Something feels awful and wrong. She's getting so distant. Those eyes, distant in my new words and in my own eyes. She sighs, her eyes wander at the passerby men. She only lifts her shoulders and half grins. What's wrong? Why is she so far off? I've offered myself like cherry blossoms, full of wonder, a pool overflowing over her, a lily in a bowl. She's hanging around without me, doesn't want me to come over. She has a new friend named Tom. Who is he anyway? And why is he so fucking important? He sounds like an idiot, I don't know. I'm trying my best. It's over. It's over. It's over. I found her with another man. Fucking another man. He was supposed to be just a friend. She looked at me and looked away when I walked in. I beat in his fucking face. I believed. I believed in our love. I found her. I believed. No more. What have I done to you, God? What have I done now? I betrayed you for a whore? All I feel is nothing. God, you were my lover. You were my delight. And she betrayed me. I ran to her away from you. Forgive me, please, please. Forgive me, please, forgive, and please love me. Tom. I believe. I can only think of her and that fuck. God, are you there? Speak to me. Even in hell, come down to me. You rescued me and I turned my back at your word. I'm a bad son. I failed so bad. It's better to not even be born. I have to stop thinking about her. I must forget about her. But I can't. I only think of the sun and fields with her. The refrigerator hums. It's more alive than me. My only friend, my dearest journal. I stare out my window at a seared wasteland of buildings. I once loved the view. Long before this, I believed. A line of ants marching to the dead. I march with them in a funeral procession. My thumb presses hard on them, and it bursts their little ant bodies. Snapping my fingers without a sound, their dead carcasses fly off into some corner of my room. When we went to Disneyland, the smell of the roller coaster made us remember our childhood, and we called it the Disneyland smell. Now I smell the smell everywhere. In a dream, I walked out looking for the one whom my soul loves. The one whom my soul loves. I cannot speak that line ever again. I asked you how your new love was, but I didn't fucking care. I live in the whale insides. I live in the catacomb badlands of stoplights and intersections. I can't imagine anymore what it was like to be at Disneyland. I would walk to the street side and smoke while you sat by a fire inside your home. I lifted up my hands and I danced in front of the moon, and I didn't even tell you. And now the same murdering moon laughs at my course, and those stars are far. I promise much, and you promise much, and we both promise. Both of us. Both of us. I haven't heard that sentence for a while. I always wanted to pray with you, but you never would. Now I don't pray anymore either. So God bless the both of us, and God bless the wasteland. God bless the tunnels and the naturally selected rats and the strong who survive, because the weak like me don't deserve to have any comfort, because we steal from the strong out of our cunning and out of our dishonesty. Once I said that, and you said, don't be so hard on yourself. You later would say, fuck yourself. Do you know the difference between those two statements? You did say both of them. So I began to write on the walls, the whale insides. I scratched them with pens. I want to be thrown up out of this shit onto the dry land, into the heart of the wasteland. I could make a home there. With you, I could make a home there. It was cold today, and I wrapped pink blankets around me, and I hate pink, but it smelled of Disneyland. God, you, I fucked you both. Now alone, no one but me. Your white phone on the nightstand off the hook tonight. Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up.
Drew Andrews, ladies and gentlemen.